Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this live special Outrider Cup event. I am Dan Tartaglione, also known as DTartag1. Joining me today, we have Garrett Larson for this exciting Shadow Collective versus Zero Hour game.
What's up, y'all? So, hope everyone's having a good time. Getting up a little bit nice and early for this, for all the Americans. I mean, I'm in Minnesota, so it's 10:30 my time, and it's below zero here. So, nothing better to do than watch some hot Star Wars action and try not to freeze to death. So, we got Hayes playing Darkside with Shadow Collective, starting You Can't Hide Forever mode points. You'll Be Dead and Tentacle. And isn't that Tentacle?
That is Tentacle.
Oh, I thought it was Tentacle. I recognize the picture.
It's Tentacle.
And Zero Hour with Phoenix Squadron, Insurrection, and Walkling. Get some pulls here. I apologize. We kind of jumped into this quick. Just taking a look and seeing if Hayes did not pull anything with mob points. He just played Allegations. So Koen immediately then dropped Don't Do That Again to suspend it. I don't know. Hayes doesn't make that mistake, I don't think. I think that's might have been a waste of a shield. Yet we see Hayes play Gall from hand. So I think that was probably a waste of a shield, but at the same time, like, Lightside doesn't get shield busted often, so it may not end up being that impactful. Hayes dropping inconsequential losses, so he's got the start he wanted. Like, inconsequential losses would have normally been the you would normally expect that to be started ahead of Tentacle. Like, Tentacle's a nice card, but I don't think I've ever contemplated, I really want to start Tentacle. So
you've never thought about not starting Tentacle?
I usually don't start Tentacle. Like, I like it.
See, this is why, like, that's a
Hayes
good
is
reason
better
as
than
to
me.
why we're here and they're playing.
Very possible. Like, and this is a match where I could see it because Zero Hour does have a couple interrupts you want to grab. Like, you're probably going to want to grab Ascension Guns. You want to grab the Ascension Guns mirror, whose name escapes me right now, but I'll know it as soon as Koen plays it.
The what?
All right, so Shaw just can't hear us. They look at the number of cards of Lothal locations on table.
Oh,
I'm spacing on the name of it.
Oh, I'm spacing on the name of it too, and I played Zero Hour at least once.
I've played it a few times, and the coffee's kicked in. Like, I'm feeling pretty good, but I'm glad I'm not trying to play voyeur right now and be like, that one card, with the time for a rebellion has come or something like that. This is our rebellion. There we go. This is why I like Carl. Carl's helping out. Like There's a lot of reasons I like Carl. Carl's a good guy. So
yeah, I agree.
And this is kind of a slow start to the game, so we're just sort of filling talking time a little bit while stuff gets going. I mean, Hayes drew some, saved some, got out the site. He did not deploy Maul, which he may have had just a weird hand. Like, he open-handed Gall, and he might have activated his Maul and just not going the way he wants this game.
I think it's more along the lines of he activated the 0-2 Trident study, or
yeah, I mean, he might have activated the 2-0, but like, if he had Maul, I think you deploy Maul.
Well, I mean, the reason is, like, I think you want to go with Maul to Lothal.
Maybe, but Maul can teleport to Lothal easily enough.
Well, from the 0-2.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, is you want to deploy him to the 0-2 because he has to go down to a non-battleground, and then you teleport him.
And then you teleport him. And I guess I don't think you need to move him right now. I probably would have thrown him to the 2-0. I'd have thrown him to the Maul's hut right away, just to get him out, to make sure you don't miss the pull next time.
Or like you were saying, it's his hand.
So it's very possible. Like, we're not sure what's going on, and I'll absolutely admit that Hayes is definitely a better player than me. He's got a couple titles to back that up. But
yeah, and he's come in second to a couple times too. Like most recently at the Supreme Southern Showdown.
Yeah, Which really, I mean, that broke a streak of majors for him, though, as he won
Yeah.
Worlds at Endor and then took second at Supreme Southern Showdown. Like, he's a solid player, although this
He
is the
also won
Outrider Cup.
Continental or Nationals last year out in Minnesota.
He did.
So,
I should have remembered that. I was sitting watching that game doing the stream, but like, yeah, and Joe makes a good point. Maul stops Ezra. I think it's more you get
or
Maul out so
Ezra
he's not
stops
sitting in
Maul.
your I think it's more you get Maul out so he's not sitting in your deck.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Maul is a oh my gosh have to have card, but
No.
it's a pullable 1/2 Destiny that you'd rather have on table than in deck.
Yeah. Plus the other thing is, I mean, he has some decent immunity. He does stuff. He is a Dark Jedi, so it's not like he's not a scrub of character. It's more, I think it's just more along the lines of, yeah, I mean, Ezra does stop him, but as a Shadow Collector player, I think your goal is to kill Maul or kill Ezra.
Yeah, and Ezra's going to be the target,
Yeah, at least
a hard target, but at the same time, Koen saved 5 force. He's going to activate 16 next turn. Like I would be very surprised if ZeroHour doesn't go for a big flip right away, and I think Hayes is going slowly to not put himself in a bad position there.
Yeah.
So I'm
Interesting to see that Hayes is playing the Gaul version of this deck. Like, I know not a lot of people. I mean, I think it's come more popular with the first Light once that was released.
Yep. That's what I was going to say is that, and we see Hayes went for the Maul deploy and missed. And that's kind of what I'm talking about. That I would have thrown him last turn if he could.
Stuff. Like I don't know if like Maul is in his force pile. Like we don't know where Maul is.
Well, he did. He just deploy a. Oh no, he deployed the both the first light sights from hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he might have known where Maul was, but then like I don't think there's anything else he really needed to pull there to figure that out. I'm still not positive that wasn't a. I think he was trying to pull Maul there.
Okay.
Because there's no other first light, unless he was going to use the make sure he get the ship.
Yeah, because you can pull the ship.
Yeah, but you could do that every turn, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like there's not like it isn't like a once per game thing. So
yeah,
trying to if you go for the pull the ship and you miss, then you know what else is in there and you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
So. I think honestly, you talked about the Gaul version becoming more popular. I think it's because of First Light.
Oh yeah.
Like prior to First Light, Dark Side Space in this version in Shadow Collector was just not great. Between the First Light and honestly Zuckuss and Forlom and Mist Hunter is a solid that's enough to hold Gaul and start abusing the never-ending Dr. E text on Gaul. Like that's really strong.
Me, like I don't know. Like here's the question though: with the new Zuckuss that came out before the Atlanta, the Supreme Southern Showdown.
Yep.
Do you run Zuckuss and Zuckuss Forlom and Mist Hunter, or do you run that one? That one just seems like it's really good.
It does, but I think you're so light on space, and the way First Light works, where it adds to your total battle destiny instead of adding a draw.
Oh, apparently we can't play Zuckuss in this Shadow Collective deck.
Carl is absolutely keeping us honest here, and I appreciate the heck out of that.
Carl's like the best player from Ohio. I'm not surprised.
I mean, there's a whole team of folks from Ohio who would take umbrage with that, but Carl is part of Team Ohio Family Dollar version, so he's got the.
I like that.
So, he's
and tell me one player from Team Ohio who actually still pays attention to the game besides Brad Iyer.
Well, Brad Iyer, and Brad Iyer is still a solid player. So, ooh, yeah, missing the ZeroHour sight pull might be bad if he doesn't have a sight in hand. But what is it? 3 low thought. He can still flip without it and just go for flip.
That's not an issue. I think
he just loses the pull.
Yeah.
For the rest of the game, you get the pull. You can keep pulling. I expect to see a flip here. The only reason I think we wouldn't is if Koen's got like just an amazing space hand and wants to go all in on trying to blow up first light. And that's it. So there we see the Kanan grab the top card of the use pile. I expect we'll see that a couple more times this turn. Like, he might not be planning to run with no escape, with narrow Bastion. Like, I could absolutely see you're just going to stack up these two and subtract 3 from the gun draws and try and grind Hayes out. Like, you got to have an answer for the weapons. You got to have an answer for the recycling weapons. But also, Hayes has got one stuck in space. Like, I understand why Hayes put that up there. It, give himself some forfeit fodder in space so first light can't get jumped too hard.
That is Balatique.
Balatique. So it's, I don't know. It could also be that Koen's trying to figure out his play right now because he missed a sight. Now he's got to decide how he wants to go because you don't want to wait another turn. Like, you got 14 cards in hand. You can't really draw to get something else. You're not going to be able to play an Ascension Guns. This Star Rebellion, there goes a sight from hand. So
yeah, now I don't know if he deployed it or if he had it in his hand, like if he got it from the Kanan pool or what. Probably had it in his hand already. So I mean, that's a good. Having that sight's really good.
I feel like if he had it in his hand already, he'd have put it down before the Kanan pull. Like, it wouldn't surprise me at all if that was he got it off the Kanan pull and now he's deciding,
or he's doing
had to decide where to put it.
Mind games.
Also possible. And we see another Kanan pull as Ghost and Captain Hera come down. Hera's actually weaker in this matchup than a lot because she's got to be with multiple rebels because Hayes doesn't have any Imperials. Like, it's harder for Hera to get the multiple battle destinies burning through. So
good point. Very good point. I mean, the Ghost is no slouch when it comes to a ship.
Honor. Ooh. I don't mind that play at all. Like,
so the first
on the one hand, Hayes should be going.
Gaul is a 9.
And Lothal's a 6, so he can get there.
Yeah, it can get to Lothal.
I don't know if I want to, though.
No.
Like, moving in front of the Ghost feels terrifying.
Well, not only that, I mean, like you were saying, you want to utilize that text off of Gaul.
Yeah. I think honestly, I think Hayes is fine saying we're each going to drain for 1 at a system.
Yeah.
And everything of consequence is going to happen on the ground at Lothal. And the only reason you'd move over would be if you have the ability to flip Koen back.
Yeah.
And even then, I'd be a little scared. So.
But yeah, like you were saying, right now, I believe it's -2 to.
Yeah, right now he's just -2, and there's Tycho and Ship to. He cancels immunity, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you see the Zuckuss and Forlom, it'll lose the immunity, and that's bad.
That's very bad.
So, and you can choose if your draw isn't great.
Well, I was going to say, that's very bad, but I mean, unless you're rooting for Team Europe here, that could be good.
I'm just rooting for a good game. And I'm aware of exactly how milquetoast that sounds, but I want to see a good game. Like, I'm rooting for all of them.
Okay, Mr. Kelly.
So, Zuckuss and Forlom, I don't think works at Lothal. Says the number of draws may not be limited.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I don't think Zuckuss limits. Zuckuss says you can't add. Zuckuss might get around Lothal.
Good question. I'm not.
I wonder if Greg is in chat and could tell us, because Zuckuss doesn't limit. Zuckuss just specifically says you can't add. I don't see a Gurgal in chat.
I think with between
Crazy Carl will probably pop in here with the.
I think between Bastion and Joe, we have enough.
And Chris Kelly says Zuckuss does limit, and I feel like that guy might have an idea of the design intent.
So He says Kylo can't add.
Yeah. And Kylo would also be a limiter. Okay, so we
Okay, here we
see
go.
Hayes is starting to get some action. So Shazor in front of Luke.
Interesting.
That used to be one of my favorite plays forever. Like, I love Shazor and just, hey, you don't get to draw Battle Destiny. Suck it. I mean, the problem is Luke is going to stab him. Like, there's no... But Luke is going to... But Luke is not going to miss on that swing, I don't think, if it gets that far. Not. So...
I mean, you would feel bad, like, if Koen has to, like, add to the swing to hit.
I mean, not really, because that's his end goal. Like, if Koen draws really poorly and has to add, he's fine. He's not drawing a Battle Destiny anyways, and your goal is to kill Shizor.
Oh my gosh, we just have Carl on doing commentary because he's like all on this game. Like he says, when Luke gets shot first. Yeah, if Luke gets shot, yeah, he just goes away.
What am I? Oh yeah, if Luke gets shot first, it's all like what? But Koen can subtract from that shot too.
Yeah.
And Luke's ability 5, so like you're talking about needing to draw a 7 at that point.
Yeah.
So it's certainly not a gimme for Hayes to shoot him.
Okay, Cad Bane going down in front of Cannon Jarrus. I like this.
That play I don't mind at all.
No.
So, although Cad has to be with another bounty hunter.
Well,
there is a bounty hunter.
That's a bounty hunter.
And that'll now get him 2 destiny.
Yeah.
Because Django's with a Jedi, like...
Yeah.
I like that Hayes is saying you need to... I'm going to put you at an answer at both sites. Like, you can narrow escape out of one, but somewhere you're losing somebody.
Possibly.
Because neither side... There's no battle there that light side survives.
Yeah, and I think if you're...
Like, you don't survive with Kanan, 2 destiny, and no immunity. There's no way Hayes draws 0 and then 1 or 2.
Yeah, and there's...
And the same thing with Luke. Like, you're very likely going to have to... Hondo's just forfeit fodder there. I like the Hondo play, but Hondo is absolutely just forfeit fodder.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so maybe he's got a dodge and a narrow.
If he's got the dodge and the narrow escape, he can get out of both battles.
Dodge Hayes needs to grab. I don't care if you pay for it or it goes on tentacle, but you can't let him keep playing dodge.
Yeah.
Dodge messes with you a whole bunch of ways.
Yeah. Unless he's got a react cancel here.
And I'm wrong. Okay, fair enough. Hayes says, nope, not grabbing dodge.
Yeah, and I think you're right, Bastion. I think this is where Hayes decides not to fight with Shizor.
Yeah, because if Luke doesn't draw Battle Destiny, you lose that gun.
Yes.
And that's bad.
Yes.
So, and I think there's a very good chance Koen's got multiple ways to do that. Now, okay. So Hayes just says, you know what, I'm going to take that drain of 3 at that site and have fun with it. But it also keeps him above honor because it gives him his 3 battlegrounds.
Yep, which causes Koen to lose the Hojix and out of nowhere.
Yep, which I think was off the top, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he loses a Hojix from hand. Yeah.
No, I would hope not.
That's... So... Shizor's... I expect Hayes is sitting on a Gick. Because Shizor feels like that's a really bad spot to be in.
Yeah.
You know, Koen's activating way too much force to...
And he's flipped.
Leave a guy who's power 5, draws 1 Battle Destiny, and with a shot.
That's a good play. I like that.
That was spicy. I approve of that.
That is a no escape to cancel Luke's game text, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, it's disarmed. You're awesome. That's a just huge.
Okay, there goes a fan.
And he loses
security precautions V. I'm assuming that security precautions V would be what he normally wants to play instead of tentacle.
Yeah, and just float. Incon, I
Well, I
guess.
mean, you can grab Incon
With mob points, yeah.
yeah.
You're right. You could grab security precautions with it too.
Yeah, but
Like I almost would rather start Incon and float security precautions and just if you can get it, get it. If they shield blast you, if they drop the don't do that again, you go, okay, fine.
yeah,
Like then it's a 5. It's
that's
effectively a
true.
Destiny 5 1-0 site. You're not going to use the other text too often. You're fine with that.
I
That
don't
disarmed
know. I mean,
was
you might like there are some games where, like, especially against Mr. Anthony Michael Howard, you would want to start. You would want the security precautions V, just to
yeah.
because we all know he loves his starship weapons. Sabine Wren comes down. That's going to give him an additional +1 to the addition or the subtraction.
Yep. And now gets him above the ability to draw Battle Destiny against Shizar.
Yeah,
So,
that's like the secondary effect.
I mean, that's kind of important still. But you're more. That disarmed on Luke was big
Oh yeah,
because now you still get Shizar's forfeit. Like, I'd still expect
and
Hayes
the
is
gun
sitting on a
goes to
Gick.
the use pile.
Well, that was going to happen whether Shizar got hit or not. Like, there was no way Koen's starting that battle with just Luke. Because you actually run a risk if Shizar hits. Well, Shizar's probably not hitting without drawing a blind 7. Shizar's not hitting, but if Shizar hits, you get the flip, you get the Destiny to power. Like, it's not a good spot to be in.
Yeah.
You have 7 forfeit, but Hayes is at, equal power +2 destinies. If those crack 7, now you've started a battle that you end up eating overflow, and that's not good. So there was no way that battle was happening without backup.
So the gun does not cause the ability. You lose the forfeit value though.
No, you'd still have it. It would have been 5 to 5, and it would have been a matter of is Hayes' 2 destiny to power plus battle destiny get over 7. That's bad. Because at that point you've cleared Luke's forfeit and power.
That's true.
So, and drawing 2 destiny that total over 7 feels like something ZeroHour can do. So
Koen is still in his deploy phase. He's taking his time here.
I think he's thinking hard about trying to figure out what the line is here. Because I think he's got to be somewhat aggressive. Like, that's staring at that drain of 3 is bad.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a spot you want to be staring at.
No, he can pull Ultimatum because there's Lando Calrissian Scoundrel coming down.
Yeah. He can pull Ultimatum and make it a drain of 2 instead of 3, but you still got to do something with it. So I like Scoundrel Lando there simply because it almost forces Hayes. I mean, that's going to be the target anyways, because Sabine is also defense value 5. Like, Sabine and Luke are very hard to hit, but like Lando's probably just getting galled. Like, a shot here to hit Lando is not that bad.
No.
But it could also be Koen saying, I'm going to force you to prove the Gick. You have 7 cards in hand.
Corn Horn going down to the first light. Interesting. I don't hate it just because you want to put some pressure on Hayes, but at the same time, like, it's a drain -1 site.
I mean, all the sites are drain -1. Like, none of those is a site none of them are better than the other.
Okay.
So we do see, Shizar's taking the shot at Lando.
He draws a 4.
So now Koen can subtract here and keep him alive and really force his hand on that Gick.
Yeah.
Or he can just let that go and subtract from the battle destiny and try. Okay, so Koen is saying, nope, I'm going to subtract 3. I'm going to keep him alive. I'm going to force you to prove the Gick. Which I don't hate. Like, as a play, I'm not a problem with that. Looks like Idea Track subscribed and hit his 24 months. So make sure you let marketing know and get your fancy new fancy foils for that. That's, subscribing with Prime.
Yeah.
Gets you your cool stuff.
Draws a 4 and a 2.
Yeah, so Shizor is at effectively 8-14 in power plus forfeit when you count in factoring in the gun.
Mm-hmm.
plus Destiny. So he may not even need the Gick. Like if he
Uh,
draws a 6 here, he doesn't Gick. If he
yeah,
draws
but if he
anything
draws,
above a 4, honestly, you don't Gick. A 4, 5, or 6,
yeah.
I don't think you Gick. Because you're only losing a force or 2 there.
Hayes will not
Hayes
draw.
declines to draw.
Interesting. Very
Um,
interesting.
I guess that keeps Luke. And okay, he's peeling the 2 to Sabine. I'm like, why is he
Yeah, no
peeling here?
escape and Sith Fury off out of your use
Which
pile
he's
and reserve deck.
fine with.
Puts the gun
I-
back.
I'm I'm wondering if his idea is just I want to lock those guys there. Like Sabine, Lando, and Luke are all guys you don't necessarily want, and there's the Gick. So
Yeah.
Koen made him prove it, and he said, "Okay, I've got it."
And the other thing is, like, I don't think
And
you want to necessarily get rid of Luke because he has no lightsaber at this point.
yeah, like I don't actually hate that play. That's a big brain play. Like I don't think I would have been smart enough to make that in the heat of the game, but I don't think that's a bad play. Like you're probably geeking out of that battle no matter what. Like I don't think it changes anything for Hayes. And this way you lock Luke and Lando on table on a site at the end of the, at one end of the system where you've got a pile at the other at a bigger drain site.
Yeah.
Like it's not a horrible play.
Well, we'll see.
You know?
I mean, hey, Koen is in his draw phase.
And Carl agrees with us. Lock them there. Yep, you go beat up Koen.
Yeah.
I think beating up Koen is
it's-
going to be tough. You're sitting on
Well,
narrow escape, blast the door kid, dodge.
But at the same time, like, we already know that there's one dodge in the lost pile. There's already the Hojiks in the lost pile. Like, I'm assuming that Koen is playing multiple of certain cards. He's got to be. But at
Yep.
the same time, knowing that two of those cards that you don't want to see are already in the lost pile. Yeah,
This is our rebellion. I think Hayes has got a.
Yeah.
Yep, Hayes is grabbing that right away. That makes sense. That's one of those that, yeah, you just can't. You can't let him cycle that.
No.
And Ryan Serson researched at 63 months. Good golly. That is what, 5 years? Holy cow.
5 years and 3 months.
That is a long time.
I know. It's like Ryan
So-
Serson likes Star Wars.
He does, like 63 months ago, I was young. I wasn't even 40 yet. And now I'm ancient. That's impressive.
No, you're still ancient.
I hate you.
There's the ultimatum to reduce that drain from 3 to 2.
Yep. And pay for Lando. Like, I like the way Koen's playing this. I like, Zero, you just get your stuff set up. Like Hayes is staring at drains of 7 next turn if he doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's, hitting for 3 back, but
It's
that's
like,
yeah.
there goes Ezra and Leia Rebel Princess. She's an important card.
Oof.
This is a card you don't necessarily want to lose if you're a Koen.
And I could see Koen just popping Walkling.
The problem is
Right now.
he's got 3/4 saved, so that's just telling me he's got like.
And he does pop Walkling right now.
Yeah.
Like there's
I
Secret
don't
Plans
disagree
isn't
with
out.
it.
You go get that back right now.
Oh, there's no Secret Plans on the table. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that's how I was looking. I'm like, Secret Plans isn't out. You just go get it back. And there goes the Ascension Guns.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about with ZeroHour, the Ascension Guns plus
This is our rebellion.
This is Our Rebellion is a nasty set of combo. And here Hayes is saying, I've only got 5 cards in hand.
Yeah.
I gotta make something.
Oh, I like that. Sense from Koen, but I mean, yeah, Hayes already has the there is no tri-shield on the table. But
Fine. I will.
Yeah. But Honor is out.
And he's down to 2 battlegrounds.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Nicely done, Koen. Yeah, so Koen's
Yeah.
just going to lose the sense.
So he just loses
That's
sense.
huge.
And that's big because like Hayes can't put a card like he can't go get any card that he needs.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Hayes has got a ton of force, but he's only got 5 cards in hand. The force
Exactly.
push absolutely telegraphed that he didn't love his hand.
Yeah. Conk.
All right. Chalk.
Chunk? I always thought it was like conk, like the little
I was Chalk.
Chalk.
Chalk like choke without an E.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's all made up words. Like, who knows how they're pronounced?
Yeah,
So
I mean,
we see Chalk. Chalk's going to get a gun.
Never seen his name being. I never heard his name pronounced in the movie, so I can't come up with something.
Neither have I. So, wonder who's going to walk over and join Chalk.
I don't know, but I mean,
Probably
he's
Hondo.
more of a defensive kind of a character. I know that much.
Yeah,
Ooh,
but you're
I
okay
like
with
this.
that. Go get
I
Aura
like this.
and
Hondo gonna go get Aura, Sing, Slave One, or
yeah,
or
no, you go get
Sing.
Aura and also you prove Koen on the having something to keep Kanan alive.
And there's Maul with Ezra
Which is good,
not on the
'cause-
table. That's kind of
Yeah.
big.
Ezra's not on table, and one Ezra's already dead. Now,
Yeah.
here's the Ascension guns. I feel like that. Yep.
Yep.
Hayes thought to grab the same cards I said he should grab.
It's like
All right, my day's made. I feel smart.
because Hayes made a similar play as to what you said.
Yes, I suggested a play. Hayes went with it. You know,
But what if Hayes ends up losing this game because of that play?
Hayes is still a good player. A good player agreed with my play. I'm in a happy mood. Don't try and ruin this for me. It's below 0 outside right now. I don't like this.
You don't like being.
I don't like being cold.
Yeah.
It's my wife and youngest went to their hockey game a little while ago. That they're as the second goalie. This is a game they're not going to play because they trade off goalkeeping duties. So I'm like, well, I'm going to stay home and not go out in the freezing cold.
That's fair. Speaking of not going out in the freezing cold, I believe, Garrett, you're going to be on the call for the next game later today. I want to say that game.
Is that 3 Eastern, I believe. That's what's on my calendar.
3 Eastern,
So.
Cedric versus Justin Desai. So we have the captain of Team USA facing off against Cedric.
And no, I would be shocked if Hayes is watching the stream. Hayes might watch the stream afterwards to make fun of me and Dan and our utter inability to predict his plays.
That or Hayes wants to review with like Joe's going to make Hayes. I could see Joe making Hayes watch the stream and be like, "You should have did this. Why didn't you do that? Come on,
Yeah,
be better, Hayes."
what's the time in real English time? We threw tea in a harbor here, so I didn't have to learn English time. I am sticking with that.
As Kanan narrow escapes over in front of Hondo, Django, and Cad Bane.
Sure, fine. You tell the action. I'm going to make the jokes. That's how this works. We're good with this.
I mean, I like that. I do have the more serious face.
You definitely do. You do this, this is a good combo. So, I mean, Hayes is still staring at a drain of 5 right now, though.
Yeah.
Like, this is...
And
he's got more cards than Lost. He's got a lot fewer cards. Like, Hayes has got, 19, 20, 24, 28 cards to...
Idea Trick.
I guess they're about the same.
I want to see it.
14, 16, 21, 30. No, I mean, Koen's got,
But now... Honor
10 cards more.
Off.
Yeah.
And no escape is in the lost pile.
Which is fine. It was no escape V anyways. Yeah. I don't think Hayes was expecting Honor. And I think Honor was like a great play when it hit.
Yeah, I agree. It's like the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah, no one expects it. So, I mean, Idea Track, Carl and I intended to sing Hamilton. That was a...
It is going to take a point of damage here with the flipping back of the Shadow Collective objective.
That was probably my favorite part of the Uber ride from the Newark airport to Jersey Worlds was with Carl and Jake and Charlie, and the Uber driver's like, "What are you guys doing?" And Carl's like, "Well, Alexander Hamilton's hometown is here. And we were going to go to his house, and we're a traveling flash mob group. We're going to reenact Hamilton right in front of his house." And I mean, to the Uber driver's credit, he thought we were serious. He's like, "Oh, that's really cool." And at that point, all of us cracked up. Like, there's no way any of us are doing that, dude. But it was.
We already saw that Hayes
perfectly timed.
And used Tentacle to shuffle up Koen's deck. Koen activates 17. He's got 4 left. So, yeah, Life Force right now is exactly the same. But, again, this is all before Koen does damage to Hayes.
Life Force down is the same. Koen's a couple cards up in hand. Koen's ahead in Life Force right now.
Hand is not Life Force.
Koen is Koen's ahead right now, though. I like the position Koen's in. I think Hayes has got to do something.
So Hayes loses everything from his deck. He loses Kira.
And he loses guys.
Masterful Move, Dengar, and Shizor, all from deck.
None of those are good cards to lose. Like, I think keep your eyes open is definitely a card Koen could be running because he's not going to have a lot of weapons. So being able to just, blank those is huge.
The bigger issue is Kanan's kind of stuck.
Yeah, and with no Hujix, but Koen's also got 10 cards in hand.
Yeah.
And
Haunt You in the Falcon going down to Gaul.
That tells me he's got something. He knew what his destiny were, and he's going to add 4 to his, and I think he's just going to try and blow out the first light.
Yeah.
And I think Zeb now, you can move Zeb in with Kanan there and feel a whole lot more comfortable.
Yeah.
You give up that drain of 2, but, you might not even give up the drain of 2. Because if he blows out the first light here, Hayes is in a bad spot.
Yes, agreed.
So, let's see where...
Hayes has, a forfeit of 8 up there, essentially, plus the forfeit light. Forfeit value from the first light. But the bigger thing is, the first light can only run to Lothal.
I don't think first light is running. Honestly, I don't think Koen makes that play without being confident he's going to draw a 9 for Total Battle Destiny and blow everything up. I don't see...
Oh, no, I agree with you.
I don't see a lot of value in that play otherwise. Between adding to the Battle Destiny, you go, fine, you draw 6, I'll lose the ship. There's the laser cannon battery. Okay, now that's actually really big.
Value.
That's 3 more forfeit. That's big for Hayes.
Yeah. The first game
because now you need to draw on a
Joe
12.
Olsen on Agents of Black Sun versus Timo Dussel on Yavin 4 Ops. Timo,
and I believe Joe won that one.
Yeah, and Timo took the loss in there. Probably the hardest matchup for Yavin 4 Ops.
Was it a traditional Yavin 4 Ops or was it Batmal?
It was Batmouse.
Okay, so it was Bat 40, which is a little bit better matchup, but still not a great match.
Ooh, he does draw 6 for Weapon Destiny.
Okay. That doesn't hit, though, because it's -2.
Yeah.
And I wonder if he's trying to bait Koen into subtracting from that.
I mean, Koen's a good player. Koen's a really good
player. He is. I know.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
But it also might be Hayes just going, all right, this one I can activate to this. Let me see what it is.
Yeah, and the thing is, Koen also, I mean, he didn't add anything, so it wouldn't have hit anyway.
So here's the Destiny to Power, which is the 5, and then I think we'll see the Battle Destiny here, and I'd be shocked if it's not a 5. Yeah,
it is a 5.
So, and then I think we'll see the add 4, which is not going to kill off the first light.
No, but it's going to get rid of everything that's on it.
Yeah. Now the question is, does he actually want to add the 4, or does he just subtract from Hayes' draw now?
Actually, with the 2 guns,
I think you take the 5, you let him soak the 2 guns, and then subtract so your stuff stays alive, and then maybe move Tycho. Maybe move Tycho over, maybe not. I don't think you have to move Tycho over.
Oh, that's an interesting little bit of trivia on the chat. Joe Olsen, teammate of Hayes for this event, as well as in real life. He does add, by the way. He says that he played this match 5 times last night. Once versus Jep Tom, twice versus Shaw, twice versus Joe. He lost all 5.
Ouch. That's... Okay, so Koen does add 4 to the Destiny. So he just says, look, I'm going to leave you an empty first light.
Yeah, I think that's the right play.
Which, I don't hate that either. This was a position I don't think Koen was in a bad spot.
No, and Hayes gets the...
Hayes draws the +1, so he is going to kill the Falcon, and that would have been the only reason to say, if I'm not wiping...
And there's the Fury.
Ooh.
There's
And
another
there's a sense.
However,
So now he is going to peel 2 on this sense.
The damage from the defensive shield will go through as, yeah, there's a cancel.
So he cancels the Fury, but he is going to peel 2 to the...
Yeah.
There's no try, as Hayes does satisfy honor.
Yeah, but more importantly, like...
Now we see another Kanan from hand, which he's fine with.
Yeah. And Yoda, Master of the Force, off the top, so he loses that last card, so he knows what his destiny are.
Yeah.
As the Falcon crashes and burns onto the surface of Gaul.
And Hayes is going to in-con a gun, and lose Bala. But it keeps him with a battleground system for the moment.
For a battleground system, so he can drain. It also keeps him with turning off honor at this point.
Yep. And I think Koen's got to move Zeb over with Kanan. Like, I don't think you can leave Kanan alone there.
No.
I mean, maybe you can if you're sitting on more evasion, but that's...
I mean, he's about to draw some cards. He's already got 7 in his hand.
Yeah. So... Unless Koen's got more space to go after First Light, I'm not sure I love sensing that Fury.
I do.
Like, unless you've got another way to go after First Light, like if you're just going to end up leaving that First Light alone, there's no value. You're going to lose Honshu and the Falcon anyways. You don't care if Hayes leaves those cards up there. I think that screams he's got something to go after it, but...
Well, actually, yeah, because you don't want him to put those 2 cards back into his deck.
You gave him a gun... You gave him 2 life force back, one of which is a gun he can now activate 2 and pull.
Yeah.
And put down in a battle. Like, if you're not going to go after First Light really on your next turn, I'm not sure I love that Fury. Or I love that sense. I think you just go, okay, fine. You know, this battle didn't go the way I wanted to, which was to clear everyone out. So I'm just going to accept it and move on. So we see Lando move over.
Yeah. Luke
moves over, which is good because it leaves him Sabine, and
I mean, she draws destiny if unable to otherwise because of the sight.
And it gives him keeps him at the 4 for the objective, which I think is good. So I apologize if everyone just heard my dog go nuts because someone came to the door, and that sends a German Shepherd nuts. It's like, someone is trying to break in. I must protect my family. So... All right, so we see...
Koen keeps 4 after paying for the upkeep on Lando.
So Koen's got 19 down to Hayes' 18 and 2 more cards in hand. Like, this is close, but at the same time, like, Hayes is going to drain for 1.
Yeah.
Like...
And not do any damage outside of that.
Yeah. I mean, I think he'll... What I expect to see here is put a gun on Maul, move Maul out. If you've got a second gun, put a gun on someone. Like, you're going to battle one of the spots on the ground, I think, but where?
Yeah.
You know, like, I wouldn't hate the...
As Wedge Antilles from the use pile goes lost.
Okay. And actually, he's only got 3 Destiny stacked there. Like, you might not be...
Well, he
might not even be deploying a gun. He can recirculate at the... Well, he can recirculate once he hits.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't control with 2 gangsters, so he'll have to hit before he can recirculate, which isn't a gimme. No. Although Zeb's pretty... Zeb and Lando are both very hittable.
Yeah.
With the Destiny that are in there. Like, Koen can subtract from 1, but the second one's going to get him. So let's see what Hayes does here.
And remember, Kanan right now is defense value -1.
Oh.
Dr. Evzan and Ponababa coming down. That's a
Hayes is like, I've got Gaul, but I don't even need it. I'm going to take 2 guys out.
Yeah.
Especially if he throws a gun on here. Like, this could be...
He's already got Aura saying, well, you can use Dr. Evzan and Ponababa's game text with that. And then you can use either Dr. Evzan and Ponababa or Gaul with the one on...
Yep. That protects that gives him the Gaul text, because otherwise Koen subtracts from Chalk's gun.
Yeah.
And hits it. Narrow escape, maybe. I mean, he does have enough force for it. That's the play if he's got it. And I think this is just Hayes has got to be aggressive and try and, take this the way he can. And
Yeah.
Joe said it that this is a tough match for Hayes, and I agree. I think this just gets too.
Asajj Ventress going down.
I like that play a lot. Like,
yeah,
that's a solid card. So now I think his destiny are. If he takes the gun, his destiny is 4 and 6.
Yeah, well, you remember, if he hits, he recirculates, so it's all.
Yep. No, but it's more, he's guaranteed to hit.
There's another.
So I was trying to think with the Asajj, if you battle Koren, you've only got the 2. If you subtract from the 4, the 6 hits automatically.
That's a misplay. So
not putting out.
Hayes initiates, but he doesn't pull secret plans to stop the Lando retrieval.
I mean, that's a fairly minor misplay, I think, in this sense.
I don't know. Every force matters.
Yeah, but Lando's going to die. And Koen's got enough to have paid for it. Yeah. Like, I don't love that. I think you're right. It's a minor mistake, but I think it's a minor mistake. I don't think it's as big as you think it is.
Yeah, I mean, the chance it's a trap.
I don't know that you want a narrow escape out of this battle. Well, yeah, you do, because otherwise you're getting murdered. Yeah. Yep, so there's the narrow escape. Now, where's he going with them?
I think.
And does he have to move them all the same way? Now I'm curious.
I think so.
Away. So, no, it just says away. Theoretically, I think you can split them up. So, we move Lando there.
Well, Lando can't battle.
Yep. So, yep, he is splitting them up. Zeb goes over with Sabine. And Luke's going.
Here, that one goes there. Yep.
I don't. Lando's excluded. I mean, I think Hayes would be smart, but I think in theory, if you start a battle at that 3-1, he could retrieve with Lando again before Lando gets excluded if Hayes
and that's what he does.
wanted to let that go. Well, I think they're competing automatic actions, so Hayes could say, no, I want him excluded first by rule. And then Lando can't retrieve.
Yeah.
So. And there's another dodge. As much as I said Hayes should have grabbed, I wanted him to grab Ascension Guns and This Is Our Rebellion. I think dodge is another card that should have been grabbed.
Horn all alone.
Yeah, and I think Koren's getting beat up. Like, I don't think there's a... And this might just be a, here's my Hujix. Thanks for playing. So really depends on what Koen's got in hand. If he doesn't have an answer for the first light, I think Hayes is playing this as well as he could.
Swing.
Actually, Koren's only power 2 because of Asajj.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a 5. Now he can subtract 3 instead of 4 because of the movement.
I
almost think you just leave it for Battle Destiny.
Yeah, I would add.
Yeah.
Because
you leave it, you add to Battle Destiny and hope not to take a beating, or you subtract from his.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I want to say that allows, like, he still has some of his forfeit value. So.
Yeah, I think he's forfeit 2. I think he subtracts 3 from it, so.
Yeah.
Oh, forfeit minus 2. So he forfeits for 3. So you've got 5 plus your Destiny to Hayes's 4 plus Destiny. Yeah. So if you subtract 4 from Hayes's, you're fine. Like or subtract 3. Yeah, I don't think it matters either way. No. I always like subtracting more than adding. It just feels better. Like, screw you. I mean, technically he could subtract 3 and Koren's now immune, but Koren's sliced and or diced, so it's not going to do any good, but I still like the thought that he could.
I think you want to add just in case you have like a super low destiny. Like if he is running another site, like if he's running another docking.
I mean, if you subtract 3, you're at that point, Hayes is a power 6, and you are 2 power and 3 forfeit.
Yeah.
So I don't think it mattered. Okay, so he subtracts 1 with Maul, and now we add 3, and it's a 7, and it ultimately doesn't
Great
matter.
Shaw, who's also a good player, is agreeing with me.
Yeah. I think it's I think it's a small enough difference. It probably doesn't matter. I think that battle ends up exactly as it goes 98% of the time.
I don't know.
Now, do you think, I mean, Koen's only got 5 cards in hand. I almost might move Maul out to the battleground.
And he does.
Oh.
No, he moves him.
Instead, he moves him to the first light. I don't hate that at all, actually.
No.
Like, it gives you forfeit fodder on first light in case something really bad happens.
I think Maul, I don't think he's a pilot.
He's not.
A pilot.
He's just a warrior.
Yeah. So it gives you forfeit value. On top of that, it also gets Maul out of dodge.
Yeah. On the off chance Koen had a nasty...
Now Koen's going to have to lose 1.
There's another Hujix.
There's another Hujix. Yeah, that's not good.
I got to think he's running low on evasion.
No escapes are used interrupt.
Oh, yeah, narrow is used. All right, never mind. He's still fine.
Or yeah, narrow escape.
That's one more reason why that Hayes should have grabbed that over the...
Oh, so...
Cycling cards are good, too.
So you're saying that Hayes should have grabbed those instead of the 2...
well, I said when he played Dodge that first time, I'm like, I might have grabbed that. Yeah. It's hard.
And then you got
because there are so many options.
Then you got all excited that Hayes grabbed those 2 interrupts, saying, "Oh, those are the ones that he should have grabbed because I said so." You're flipping and flopping there, sir.
I mean, he's still going to draw 2 because Django's with a maintenance card. Like, correct. That 3-1 is really safe.
Pretty much, yeah.
You grab Lost Interrupts so he can't just keep playing them. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does have 3 grabbers, actually, Ed. You saw that he drew the something special plan for them for Battle Destiny.
Yeah, and that's a good card because, I mean, yeah, it's a grabber, and then it also is a way of getting your ships back.
Yeah. So we see the drains. We lose a Disarmed, Sneak Attack, and Danik. So he loses another guy. Like, Hayes is...
There we go. Wedge coming back.
Running tight on guys. And Wedge onto the Ghost is actually... gives... Yeah, well, it's forfeit, but it sticks another Rebel there. And now we see the Hujix coming back.
Yep, that's a good... I like that.
That's real good. And I think you might... Actually, I think with that, you might move the Ghost to Gaul. The Out of Nowhere is going to give you a Battle Destiny with Tycho.
Yeah.
If you need it. I mean, Hayes has got 4 cards in hand. Like, if Hayes held out this long for...
It's only a drain of 1.
Yeah, but you stop the gun shenanigans. And potentially just take him off the system. Like, again, this really comes down to Koen needed a space answer.
Yeah.
He needs another ship.
I think the other option is to move to Mandalore.
And just try and drain race and go, look, I'll get a set, because one of those systems at that point is a drain 2. And yeah, I don't hate that play either. I think they're both valid options.
Yes, okay, so he does move the Ghost over in front to Gaul. Yes, he did use the Tentacle. This was right after Koen decided to retrieve with Walkling. He got back Leia, Rebel Princess, which... That's a card, if you're Koen, you want to get out as soon as you can.
Yeah, he needs to find that Leia. And that might be what he's kind of hard drawing for here, is just get some cards. His hand was kind of low. Now he's got some options, and, like, you can't battle that Ghost.
No.
So the question is, does Hayes have enough good stuff to go after him, or is Koen sitting on, here's an Arrow Escape, here's another Dodge or something equivalent?
So that's 1.
Yeah.
He's probably sitting on an Arrow Escape because we just saw him draw a lot of cards. He went from 6 to 11?
Yeah, he rolled up a bunch of cards, and Hayes is doing no damage this turn.
Yeah, that's the important part.
Like, Hayes has got to kill characters. The narrow escapes and dodges aren't advancing the game from Hayes' estate. Hayes needs to get rid of some guys.
It's
And
funny because like this Lothal objective, you don't have any retrieval, you don't have any damage, you can't play projection, you can't play menace phase, but it's so good at reducing the damage that you face because of all this evasion.
yeah. Yeah, I think he probably does flip zero hour back. I think you start a battle, you wait for them to. He's got a narrow escape, one of them, whoever you battle, and then you move first light over. You move one of the stacks of guys. You move the stack with Drain Ponda, Aura, and Chalk. And as you're moving them, you do flip zero hour back. But
Thanks for doing this, Dan and
is that
Garrett.
a little bit too late? Too little, too late. Why did Scott just talk to us in Twitch voice?
No, and I'm scared.
That confused me. I just heard in my ear was Twitch. Thanks for doing this, Dan and Garrett. What the heck? I did. You're welcome, Amazon. But why are we talking to me? The computers are taking over, and I'm kind of scared. So,
and that's the funny part. Like, there's no audio up for any of that. I'm frightened.
I have no idea what just happened, and I think it's just one more sign that Scott really does have the ultimate power here, because it hit it when he resubscribed. As he hit 52 months, so he's just 2 months shy of getting the new Twitch foil as well. So Hayes looks for the bar, or looks with the bar for a musician, fails to find it. He just wanted to know what those two cards were, or to show Koen what they are. And something's got to happen here, but what? Like,
good question.
I mean, yeah. So we see the battle here. Are we going to see a narrow escape? Yep. So there's the narrow escape to move Koen, or move Kanan. Now, where's he moving him to? Got to assume over with Lando. And narrow escape is not unique. If he's got two, because I do think Hayes might want to just, oh gosh, you feel bad battling because he's going to add 3 to his draw with Lando.
Yeah.
Which is a rough spot to be in. Plus, it'd get him back core, and I might not. I might just do the move over, flip him back, draw a couple. You're only getting drained for 1. Like, you got to do something. Yep, and Greg agrees. Don't battle. There's no. You lose at least one guy. Like, your best case scenario, you're losing one guy there, and that feels like a bad play. So move over, flip 0 hour back, eat a drain of 1.
I was gonna say, like, if Koen has any way of getting another starship, that could be very bad. Like, if he moves the first light over, doesn't do anything with any of the characters on the Lothal to move it up to the first light, that's bad.
But if Koen had any way to get a starship, I think he would have attacked last turn.
Or he's been holding on one.
Yeah, maybe. That feels... You got to move first light. You're not sticking it in front of Ghost. Yeah. So, like, Hayes has been tempting that for a turn anyways. You know?
Like, I think you have to move Hondo up just to give yourself the ability to draw Destiny here.
And some forfeit fodder.
Yeah.
So, like, Hondo plus Maul at least forfeits for 11 if something crazy happens. So...
Yeah, now that Hayes is flipped Koen back, I mean, it's a little bit easier.
Yeah. Fly Hondo up. I might even split and go Aura with Dr. E, Chalk over with the boys, or this. Okay. Over. And then are we going to move Chalk over with Dr. E and just leave it that way, I guess? Okay. So you don't want to get in a drain at all?
Kondo does move up.
Okay. And Django moves over. You gotta move
somebody over with Dr. E.
Yeah, you can't leave Dr. E alone. And there's Chalk with Dr. E. I mean, we ended up in
And
about the same
Orson.
position.
I'm not necessarily if I like that.
Like you're giving up a drain of 2 now instead of a drain of 1.
And the thing is,
Or a drain of 2. You can't add 1 to it, but I think I would have preferred to see that pile still sit in front at the 3-1.
Yeah.
Like you had to go to Tarkentown, but
it's the worst location for Hayes to go to because it's a drain -1 site.
Yeah, but he had to go there. Like he was absolutely going there. It's more I would have preferred to see him stack and leave the center site empty.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you're not giving up a whole lot there. Like, all right, so he can draw 2 and add to it, but you're also drawing 2 and probably killing both his guys.
Yeah, Koen activates everything, starts to drain. Hayes will lose Hondo Anaka from his hand. Drain from 1 at Gall. He's going to lose. Yeah, Hayes is down by 7 between hand and life at this point.
Phoenix Squadron. And Koen can flip back this turn. Like, all he needs to do is throw Chopper down and then walk Lando over, and he's flipped back.
Yeah.
Like, that's where...
Or he has Zeb. He moves Zeb over.
Zeb will get him too.
Combo.
From hand. Like, Hayes is running tight on cards.
Oh, I love it.
Or we're just gonna...
Yeah.
He held on to that
Capital City
forever.
to drain 2 site. Yeah, I love that.
And just...
Ezra going
Ezra to the middle, first, which gives him the flip.
He's fully immune to attrition.
And shuts down Maul.
Fully immune to attrition. There. Hayes would only get 1 Destiny there.
Although I don't think he's battling there anyways.
Well, I'm just saying he's only getting 1. And Leia Organa, my gosh, he found her.
Koen's like, hey, all those cards I was holding on to, now we get play.
He can abandon.
Wonder what he does in space here now. Yeah, you just fine.
I mean, I would actually move Ezra to Tarkentown and just move the ghost back and say pass.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to do anything other than that. I might move Sabine or Zeb over with Leia simply to add another 1 to your objective.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that comes huge into play, but I think...
Yeah.
Okay, he's not going to. I'm like, there's not a huge downside to it. Like, I might have split... gone one more person there and moved Tycho to one of the other systems.
Yeah, that I do like.
Like, I would have split and tried to play a little more aggressive, but at the same time, like, he's up 2 cards in force, plus another 3 cards in hand. So he's up 5 force right now, and he's eating a single drain of 2, and he's not even eating that because he's either going to Leia it, or Hayes is just not going to do it. Like, frankly, this game is close enough. I don't think you just eat a Leia drain.
Nice job. Thank you, Harvester.
Wow. Harvester just going nuts, gifting off tier 1 subs. I like that. Thank you. Thank you very much, Steve. That keeps, this kind of stuff that keeps the PC alive and going. Like these donations through Twitch, the donations through the donations program, which is still active. It did. You're out of the early bonuses. You're not getting the foil sheet now, but you can still get that awesome Darksaber box. You can still get the PC XL deck boxes that are gorgeous. And Dan asked yesterday, I brought up I had to go watch my kids hockey practice, and watching hockey is really boring. And I'm like, well, I'm joining the team double sleeve.
Time out. Before you go any further, you said watching hockey is very boring.
Watching hockey practice is very boring. Like, I have my oldest kid is 25, and he started playing hockey when he was 3. I have seen and been to many, 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 many hockey practices. And
I wonder how your son feels about that.
He's married and doesn't live with me. I don't care what he thinks anymore. He's not my problem. He's also my favorite child because he cost me the least amount of money. It's awesome. I don't pay for crap for him anymore. He gets his Christmas presents, he gets birthday presents, his spouse gets Christmas and birthday presents, and neither one of them cost me $400 a month in lacrosse bills and everything else that the
Well, just
two
wait until
younger
they
ones
have a
still
kid.
get.
Just wait till they have a kid.
That's the biggest upside. They are staunchly no kid. So, like, they're not
Koen's
costing
gonna
me
play,
anything. It's great.
Koen's going to use Unita to place Lana Dobrik and Sacrifice out of play.
I think that's okay. That's
I mean,
honestly, that might just be a. I don't like that this card lights up and keeps telling me I got to pass. Like, there's nothing else you're doing with it.
Suckus and Forlom and Mister are going down to Gull.
That's fine. Like, you're counting on trying to get one battle through this turn, maybe, and just hoping it's going to happen. He went for Thrawn, which obviously wasn't there. He just needs to know what his destiny are.
Yep.
And we see Ezra.
With Ezra. I think Kanan and Ezra. Yep, he gets Ezra back. Ezra uses Ezra to get Ezra back.
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I was trying to join Team Double Sleeve, and Dan pointed out that I wasn't using a awesome PC deck box because honestly, I'm keeping those pristine for display. Like, I want to have those up on the shelf.
I mean,
just looking awesome in my office.
I have the same thing. I have my shelf over there with all my PC swag, so I can't fault you too much.
It's it's tough to be sad. So I think Hayes has got to start a battle here. Like, I think you're going to see the battle at Tarkentown because Koen doesn't really have a way out of it.
No.
No, I mean, Hayes is grabbing a card. So Hayes is getting a blaster, which means, I guess, I mean, with the subtract 3, does he just know he's going to hit? If he takes the blaster, he knows he's going to hit Zeb and get the flip.
Yeah.
So, which means his other destiny is a 5 or higher.
Possibly. That's the thing. Like, if his destiny, if it's a 5 or higher, I mean, he can. Koen can still reduce it by 3. Then Hayes wouldn't get anything.
I just got a Cedric update. My match with Justin today has changed to 3 p.m. Eastern. I thought that was the time it was scheduled for already. Okay, well, Cedric and Justin will be playing at 3 Eastern, and I'm going to be on the call alone for that. So there'll probably be less joking shenanigans and less attempts at making Dan laugh and break character. But
yeah, probably.
So Hayes was staring at that blaster for a long time.
Yep, there's the Black Sun blaster going down to Arsing. So
I wonder if he forgot it was going to cost him a force and he's suddenly frustrated with himself. I don't know. Yep, I think so. The Black Sun blaster, it gives him 1 card in reserve. So if he starts this battle, he has to know this is going to be a hit.
Yeah. I mean, he's got to think that, and that's where I agree with you. Moving Zeb over or Sabine with Leia would have made it a -4.
Well, and that -4 means nobody there gets hit.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise, because all your characters there then are ability defense value 5, and if you're subtracting 4 from it, there's no way any of those guns hit. So, like this, Zeb's going to get hit. Zeb's going to get killed, which is going to give Hayes the flip and reshuffle, because even with the +2 from Chalk, he wasn't hitting anyone.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a 6, that's an 8 with Chalk. He can subtract 3, but he's still hit.
Yeah, he hecka hit.
Yeah, no, he is bigly hit.
Yeah, because Zeb has
and now we see a lot of
+2 there.
Oh, he does. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. So then it was a 4. Then it was a tight shot. Yeah, so Hayes has got a bunch of automatic actions to go. He hits the
nom nom nom.
He goes with the flip, the recirculate, the Dre and Ponda kill.
Yeah.
But now he's going to have 2 more shots, one of which is going to have to get subtracted from, I imagine. Like, Hayes' destiny is very good at this point. Somebody is gonna.
Possible. We know one of them is a 6. The bigger thing is like if Hayes.
Nope, this isn't the dark side can recirculate once per game. It's the objective.
Yes.
Hungry Man says when you hit a character, you can recirculate and reshuffle.
Yeah.
So that was why he needed to know what that destiny was, needed to make sure he could hit.
As he attempts to shoot
and force the
Ezra. Draws a 3. That's not
that's gonna miss. So now that's actually bad. Like I think Hayes wanted to force that hit to force the subtraction, because now he's going to get the subtraction on the other draw, and there's no way you're not going to get the gall. Yep, and the Battle Destiny is just going to cost him Luke. Like Koen's just going to fine. I'll lose Luke. I'll keep Sabine and Ezra.
As he attempts to target Ezra again. Well, the thing is, like, he's already got another Ezra in his hand, so...
Yeah. And actually, you might keep the Ezra just so then you can get the Kanan. Because Kanan's at same or related or same adjacent.
You can get rid of the Ezra, keep Sabine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope, he subtracts to keep Ezra. Honestly, I think you might just... You subtract so that way the Battle Destiny...
I mean,
worst case scenario, if he draws
really
a 6 or 7, you
forfeit.
lose. I don't think you lose Sabine. Honestly, the guy you lose here is Luke, unless Hayes draws
100%.
an 8.
Yeah.
Which he can't. He just, fine, I'll lose Luke.
He draws a 6.
Yeah.
I mean, this
which is nice. Like
the bigger thing is this might actually keep Hayes from having to lose 2 to Sabine.
Yeah, it does, because it'll be 19 to 20, so...
Yeah.
It does keep him from peeling 2 to Sabine. I think we'll probably see 2 guns go away. Yep. But like I said, Koen just says, fine, I'll lose Luke and keep my guys. Yeah, there goes 1 gun, but he's still got Aura's gun, which works with Dre. And there goes Luke, because he's the least impactful character there. Like, he's really just a power 5, forfeit 7.
I was going to say, if he had, like, a Jedi's resilience to get Luke back, that would have been big.
Yeah, but that feels like a superfluous card in here.
Yeah.
Like, I like the idea of it, but I think it's just you're asking too much at that point.
Are you, though?
So now Hayes has got to decide what he wants to do with First Light. Like, you can't leave First Light sitting there, I don't think.
Yeah, and I realize he'll have a second Luke.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends.
Yeah, that battle needed to go a lot. Hayes needed that hit. Hayes needed not to miss on a shot.
Yeah, and that really depends on your point of view, Joe. Did it go bad for Team USA? Yes. Did it go good for Team Europe? Yes.
Well, but I mean, Joe is Team USA. Joe's teammate Hayes is Team USA.
Be a super agent.
Are you thinking Joe is General Hux? Like, I can kind of see it. He's got a little ginger. I'm. If Joe comes the next major cosplaying as General Hux, I'm gonna know what's up. I see you. I see you, Joe Olsen. So Hayes is, I think. What do you move? Like, where do you go with the First Light, and what are you doing at this point? Do you take First Light to Mandalore, or do you go to Gaul and try and hold Gaul? Like,
I think you go to Mandalore because, I mean, you want to give yourself as much, because you know that Koen probably doesn't have any other ships that can go fight the First Light.
Yeah, I think Koen, if Koen had other ships, he'd have played it, I think.
Yeah, and the other thing
and if he drew into them, he doesn't have enough cards down to really be super threatening. Like, what can he threaten now in space would be at best another Han Chewie the Falcon. Like, I think you move. Oh,
he lands.
All right,
interesting.
I didn't even know First Light. Oh, deploys and moves like a starfighter. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So
I love that line, Joe.
I like that play. So,
I mean, Desai is on your team, so.
Well,
okay.
maybe he's on Joe's team. That's the whole discussion. Joe might be. We don't know that Joe isn't planning to move to Europe next year. Like, this is all preempting Joe. Like, Joe's going to move to Europe. He's going to join Team Europe and go nuts. So Hayes gets the flip, burns Koen for a card. Like,
Yeah.
I appreciate Hayes is taking this to the bitter end. Like, for a bad matchup, he's playing this very, very well and absolutely
One
earning
at the temple.
his spot. And then we'll see a drain at 2 at
he was going to take
Lothal.
6 points of damage if he
And now he's taking 3.
with Leia. Yeah.
Like, I love that play with Leia because you can also just, you still got Zuckuss and Mist Hunter.
Yep.
If Koen doesn't have a way to come at you, you can keep them alive. Like, Koen doesn't have enough space to stop you from at least keeping Zuckuss and Mist Hunter whole.
Yep. There goes
And that's all you need is
battery.
keep them whole.
Drains for 2 at Lothal. As there goes something special planned for them. V and Arsing with Blaster Rifle. Hayes down to 9 cards in his life force.
And only 3 in hand. Like, Hayes is... So Harpster's moving down to Southern California, it looks like. He's going to join Team Batmouse and...
Team Batmouse. Does that mean that Harpster's joining the Killer Bees?
He might be. I mean, I having been in Southern California and having been in Washington, SoCal is infinitely warmer and less rainy and dreary.
Yes, but it's less green.
I mean, maybe, but you have palm trees, and you have palm trees all winter. So is that open for anybody moving to Naboo?
I was going to say, is that open for anybody? Because I will gladly move to.
All right, so we see the chopper. So he's going to go to +4 on his.
Chopper comes down for 1,
which he immediately grabs with Kanan.
And Cassian.
Oh,
dirty.
That's not kind. I'll cancel your battle destiny. I'll add 4 to mine. Thanks for playing. So this is where, had Hayes' battle destiny been 1 lower, you could have seen him lose Ezra, throw Ezra to the 3 or to the 2-1 and go all out.
Hondo.
Which, okay, so you lose the draw battle destiny if unable to otherwise, which doesn't matter. Like, you're still drawing 1. That's.
So Ezra turns off Maul.
Yep. So.
Draws Destiny in 9.
And there's no non-unique blaster there. Maul only works if there's a blaster there anyways, so.
Draws a 3.
And.
Cancel.
Yep.
Justin decides in the chat, like, just scolding at Hayes, being like, come on, man, you should have played this so much better. Puts Yoda out of play.
I'll be honest, I don't think Hayes could have played this that much better. I think Hayes has played this very well. You do?
Yeah.
How?
Played a different deck.
That was already chosen, though. Like, I think this is a good deck. I think it's a tough matchup. So.
Well, that's his fault. Like, he should have picked a better deck to play.
So Harpster says he's not going to hang out with Batmouse, Clay, or Jellison instead. I think they're farther up north, though, I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, California's massive,
there.
so I don't really know who's all where.
Ezra moves back over. Sabine joins. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is Hayes is going to get a drain of 1 and 1 at best. Yep. I'm not even sure he's getting that because I think the Ghost. Oh, I'm a little surprised not to see the Ghost move over. I think Koen might be saying, "Look, I'll eat a drain of 1 and 1. I'm well ahead.
A drain of 1
it's really just a drain of 1. Yeah, so I'll eat a drain of 1. That's fine. I don't need to risk. There's no need to risk losing the game. Like, we'll just trade drains of 1 at the systems, and I'm fine with that.
Steve, they have pills for that.
I'm glad I looked at chat before I said something because I didn't really know where you're going with that, but it did not feel like a family-friendly comment. So
Hayes
there's, I
activates
mean,
7. Yeah, he's down to
yeah, Hayes
12
is
right now. To Koen's more than 12.
Hayes needs Koen to make a mistake,
Yeah.
and this is the Outrider Cup. These are, the best of the best on both ways. All right, Joe. Thank
Joe,
you
do
for
I have to ban you for?
thank you for making me break character. Well played. That's
There goes an
I
Alter
think,
V.
yeah, I think Koen. And now Steve's tape has a title.
Oh, the Walking Dead ping finally happens.
He gets one through, but like Koen's so far ahead here.
Yeah.
Like in terms of,
you could see
it just feels.
You could see Hayes decide to drain for 1 just because Hera is a low destiny
And can't come back on table. Like,
yeah.
I don't know that I hate that. I don't know that I love it. Like, I don't think you're getting much out of that.
Yeah. Well, you could beat the snot out of Ezra.
Yes, because Hayes has had so many chances to, beat the heck out of people that have gone so well for him.
I mean,
Like Ezra is,
Luke's not
Ezra is dodging or doing something. Ezra is not getting beat up.
Yeah. There goes.
And we see a gun on Cad, which
might be the Crimson Dawn Blaster going down for free on the Cad Bane.
Yeah, but you're not hitting Ezra, so you're not flipping your objective.
Yeah, but then Hayes probably has a 6 here.
So you just straight battle, draw the 6 that gets reduced by 4, and Ezra's immune, and
yeah, that's true. Okay.
Like I don't know where you're going.
I have no. This is why I'm here doing commentary where everything this is like my go-to. That's why I don't play Star Wars CCG. I'm bad at this point.
All right, so
IG-88 with Riot Gun going down with Maul. Okay.
I mean, you're gonna hit Chopper. Like if you've got a, so he doesn't even hit. He just captures. Like, you can capture Chopper.
We have a revert. Our first revert in the Outrider Cup.
And Koen immediately allows it as we see Iggy go to the. Okay.
I mean, stops Leia from moving over and just negating all 3 of those characters.
Yeah, but you're going to move Maul over and do that too. Like, Maul was already going to move over.
Yeah, Arizona.
You're not leaving Maul there.
The best place. Southern California is not bad. Actually, no, I take it back. Best place I ever lived, Hawaii. If Bill was in the chat, he could agree with me.
Oh, all right. So Hayes is going the other way. He's like, I'm going to move Chalk over.
Yeah.
You want to start some things? I'm going to start some things. Maybe move Dre and Pondo over as well? We're going to have a little ruckus?
Yeah, why not?
We do. Look at that.
Bring some ruckus, Mr. Zuckus.
Zuckus is absolutely not bringing any ruckus. Zuckus is hiding out at Gaul.
Yeah, but he's about to bring some ruckus if there's a battle because he just says characters go bye-bye.
No, Zuckus is hanging out at Gaul saying drains rule everything around me. So
Hawaii's
he's
not
just
that
dreaming.
Humid, Joe. It is not that humid.
And if it's too humid, you have a giant ocean to go swim in.
Yes.
Which cools things off.
Yeah, best ocean out there. And they have this magical thing called AC. Yeah, Florida sucks.
Yeah. I like it. We're just like
sense greater than
sense is greater than force push. Yeah, that was a huge play. I do think it probably was. That was a massive play that definitely slowed Hayes down. And Hayes is trying. Like I said, I'm giving Hayes. Hayes has played this as good as he could. He's put himself in a position to just.
Thank you, Joe. I was wondering that myself. Like, did he really say if it was too humid, you could just go jump into a giant ocean?
If you're swimming, you don't feel the humidity because you're swimming. I live in the land of 10,000 lakes. We We get humidity here, and if it's hot, you go to the beach and you go swimming, and it cools you off. Like, I'm sorry,
Serpentana
you
going
guys don't
down.
understand that. When you can swim where there's no alligators or anything, like you can't do it in Florida because everything in Florida is full of alligators that want to eat you, and that's
Yeah.
not good.
Ezra moves over in front of.
But you can do that in Minnesota.
Lando moves over.
Yeah, Koen's just saying, look, I'm gonna spread out and force you to do something, and you can't. But I don't feel like losing any more force to you at all. So no,
Yeah. Hayes is down to 7. Koen is sitting at 15.
if it's humid enough to be gross, it has to be hot. If it's 60 and humid, you don't really care. For humidity to be a problem, it has to be hot enough. No.
Have you ever been to 60 and 100% humidity?
No. I don't know that I've ever even heard of that. Like, for humidity to be bad, it's got to be hot. Other than that, it's just, it's humid, but it's fine. It's not sticky.
Bill.
Yeah, he had a Hujix
As Hayes checking out his
in his hand. He grabbed it back. Didn't he grab that back with the Unita? The Hujix and out of nowhere combo?
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
All right. 60 and humid might be disgusting. I've never been in it. I'll give you that one, but does Hawaii ever hit 60? Like, isn't Hawaii basically just 75 and sunny?
It does hit 60.
Okay.
Carl's in
I'm trying to
Florida.
figure out why Carl is in Florida on a beach watching us nerds.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me, Carl.
Like, why are you... Although in Florida, in 60 on a beach right now, he is the only person in shorts. I've been down there in the middle of winter. My grandparents used to own a condo in Alabama, and they would go do that. And yeah, no one's out anywhere there. So we see a battle at Lando's site, and Koen retrieves Hera, and now Nero escapes out of it.
At least for this battle, yeah.
Or you just say, fine, shoot me. Like, if you shoot him, you got to gall it, and otherwise
you're losing.
No, Koen's fine with that. Koen's like, fine, I'm going to draw a Battle Destiny. I'm going to add 4 to it.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Me.
He's about to gall it, so subtract, so he can't gall. He's still going to get Destiny, which is going to cause Hayes to lose somebody here.
Yeah.
Unless he draws a 3. Like, he needs to draw higher than a 3 here.
Yeah, and that's, well, aren't they both immune to less than 5, or is it just 4?
Well, because of the...
Well, Django's got no... Oh, yeah, I was going to say Django's got no immunity, so he's got to draw... He's got to draw 4, but I think that deck's pretty well... Koen's pretty well set on that, so...
Yeah. Draws a 5, so it's going to bring him up to 14...
Well, and he's got another one to draw as well.
Yeah, and that's the issue. Like, he's
5 and 6. So you're Hujixing the Lando, probably.
Yeah, but now Hayes has nothing left.
Yeah. So there's 20, and you might not even Hujix Lando.
Play from Koen.
So there's a 5 that makes
and he doesn't need the Hujix.
14. Yeah, like you don't even Hujix. You just fine. I'll lose Lando.
Yeah.
But I'll cost you a guy.
A guy.
Like, at that point, I think you lose the guy and leave the gun. Like, I think you leave Cad with a gun and you just, fine, I'll lose Django.
Yeah.
You feel bad doing it, but I think you have to. Because losing the gun in Django doesn't help you. You lose the guy. You force Hayes to move Ezra in front of Kanan just to avoid the ping.
At this point, I'll be honest, like, I could see just a concede from Hayes.
I think Hayes is going to play this to the bitter end.
I don't know. Hayes is not the type to play Star Wars all day.
Yeah, this isn't all day. This is one game.
Yeah.
And you go, if Koen makes a mistake, Hayes has a chance. Although now, it's Hayes. Yeah, that was Hayes' battle.
Putting a lot of faith in Koen making a mistake.
That's Hayes' only out. Like, that's Hayes' chance. Koen has to make a mistake. If Koen doesn't make a mistake, Hayes can't win. So if Hayes plays it out, that's the only way Hayes has a chance.
I like this play because this blocks all the drains. Bonuses, so the only damage that Koen's going to do is a drain of 1.
Yeah. But like I said, Hayes has played this as well as he possibly could. I
agree.
think he's, playing this, and that's why Hayes hasn't really made mistakes.
I wouldn't
So
be
you
surprised.
keep grinding this and hope.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Kanan initiate a battle against Cad Bane, though.
I see no problem with that at all.
Yeah.
Like, Kanan starts the battle. Kanan plans on, I'll kill Cad, I'll kill the gun.
Yep.
Like, even if you lose Kanan, you're okay with that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Hayes has 6 force and 1 in hand. You take Cad off the table and just say you can't do anything with him, and don't stress.
Yeah.
Like, you're ahead at that point. And Hayes says, yeah, grabbing Narrow Escape would have been good. I mean, at the same time, giving Koen those free Destiny 5 cyclers would have been
That's why
real
you
bad
want
as
that
well.
Extra one. That's why you
Yeah.
that extra.
I think he
grabber.
may have, honestly, the mistake might have been
Not pulling the grabber.
not grabbing Narrow Escape, but not using mob points to go get his grabber right away, get that 3rd grabber.
But now, like, Kanan is defense value -1, so he's only a 5. I know you can subtract, you can add, you can do all this other shit.
Yeah, I mean, you're not counting on that to hit Kanan.
Yeah.
So
I like that move.
Yeah, and Koen just says, "Yep, I'm gonna move around. Like, I don't even need to battle
No.
Cad, and you're still
Honestly,
sitting on
I'm
your
moving
Leia
Ezra.
cancel. Like,
I kind of feel like moving Ezra over with Kanan wouldn't be bad.
no, I would have liked moving Ahsoka over with Ezra.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
You're not hitting Ezra. You can't hit Ahsoka. You get her there, subtracting 1 from each of those Battle Destiny draws. Like,
Yeah.
but at the same time, Koen can just sit on the Narrow Escape or dodge and run Ezra away and say, fine, dude,
Yeah.
Without first strike, Hayes is not hurting him.
And Koen has 4 cards in his force pile.
Yeah. But it's more that if first strike comes down, you got to worry about, Hayes is going to start. That's a ping.
Look,
It's a
Zam is
retrieval.
gonna flip Koen back.
All right.
But that's his only. Like,
that's cute.
Dude.
What are you going to do?
yeah.
Like, I don't love leaving Zuckuss sitting there. I don't love leaving Zam sitting in front of Kanan. Although I don't hate Zam sitting in front of Kanan. I think you probably had enough Destiny, but like, you're still going to eat a drain of 1 here.
Yeah.
Wherever he goes. And okay.
I mean, he's got to hit. He can hit Chopper here.
Yeah, he hits Chopper to get the recirc.
Yeah.
So, and that's his only play. You hit Chopper, you get the recirculate, you go with it because he's already used Kanan. He's already used Cassian to cancel the Battle Destiny.
No, he's going to go after Leia, so he knows what his destiny is.
Even with knowing what his destiny is, you just subtract. Like, that's
Well,
a 4,
Leia.
it's a 6. You subtract it, but
he can't subtract.
oh, that's right. He's got him on the 0 side. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bye, Leia.
fine, sure. Point out that I forgot a card. Yeah, that was a better play then. That's. I mean, you're still not loving this position.
And that's the thing, like.
Oh, and Chopper now cancels Dre and Ponda, which is fine. It was going to happen either way. You add a Destiny to power.
I mean, you're losing Cassian. He's already done what he needed to.
Yeah, you're losing Cassian and either Chopper or Sabine because you only need 1 of them there.
You lose Cassian.
He's going to drop better than a 5. You're going to cost him
-1.
2 guys.
It's -1.
Oh, yeah, good point. All right, fine. It's not.
And
you're
Cassian also has +2 to his forfeit value from Insurrection. Come on, Garrett.
Okay, fine. I'd have been
on.
checking those things, but I think it doesn't matter. So
There's
there's the
Destiny
4
Power.
for Destiny to Power.
Brings him up to 18.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a. Cassian's going to cover everything.
There's a 4.
There's a
bring him up to
4 for
22.
Battle Destiny.
Oh, look, he does cover everything right now.
Yeah, he was going to either way. You're right, with the 7 forfeit, he's okay. It's more a question of what he draws. So that 5
That's going to
says you can't just cost the gun. I think that's going to cost him Dre and Ponda, and
I mean, losing Maul here wouldn't be terrible.
Yeah, that would be the other The other loss, you just go,
Like
okay, I'll lose
Ezra's
Maul.
on the
And
table. He's not like Maul's not doing really anything, so he's going to lose Doctor Evazan and Ponda Baba. Yeah, I think losing Maul would have been the better one, just because you want to keep Doctor Evazan. And look, he
and
does
well,
lose
but Maul
Cassian.
gives you the Maul does give you the destiny of power though,
True.
if you're flipped, which is also important right now.
Yeah.
Ultimately, though, I think what we'll see here is Koen's got to have another rebel in hand, and it's going to be a.
And he's gonna
Well,
lose
actually,
one.
Zuckuss stops the ad, so yeah, I think you still battle Zuckuss. Like you're up 5 in power, and if you've
Wedge
got
covers
any
more than enough.
well, and honestly, if you have any rebel in hand, any character in hand, you drop it in front of CAD, flip yourself back, and get to murdering.
He retrieved Ezra. Said the only other. No, he doesn't need it. He just needs a character. Yeah.
Any character, yeah, because he's got 3 Phoenix squadrons at Lothal, so he's got 4. So any single character in front of CAD is a flip.
He's got 5 Phoenix Squadron characters out on Lothal.
Yeah, but he's got them at 3 locations, which is all that matters.
Yeah.
Like for his objective, he's got 3 locations. That's what matters. Hayes is going to eat a drain of 1, which is fine. Mm-hmm. Yep, yeah, Timo. He knows where that 5 is, which is good, but he's going to add 4 to it.
Yeah, Hayes is down to 4.
So whatever he draws doesn't matter. Hayes is going to be down to 4, and honestly, I think Hayes is just going to let him get the beatdown in space and call it a day.
Or he beat down on Zam.
Yeah, I think Hayes is going to let it go out in a blaze of glory. I hope, because yeah, somebody's getting murdered. Zam's getting murdered, or
I think the getting rid of the character up, getting rid of the starship up in space is the right play, just because now Hayes.
Then Hayes can't do anything. Yeah.
Like
it's really a question of, does Koen have a character in hand?
Yeah.
Like without a character in hand, this is a little tighter, but still, you're drawing a 5. Hayes has no cards in hand. He can't do anything about it, so you're killing Zuckuss and Mist Hunter no matter what.
Yeah.
And you're just losing Wedge to it. Yep. So Koen just says, "Yeah, I don't need to do anything here. I'm gonna drop this."
So it looks like Team Europe's gonna go to make this even.
Yes.
Ooh.
That's not a 5.
That is not a 5. That is a 2. I mean, if you turn it upside down, it kind of looks like a 5.
And I mean, honestly, Kanan's blind, so maybe he thought it was a 5, but that was not what he wanted to do. Tima said the 5 is the card after, although it doesn't really
So
Hayes has to lose a card here.
Yeah.
Like that's effectively gave him a 4 strain of 1. Like you're okay with that.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a huge thing. So where do we go from here? Do we start? So now the 5's at the bottom. Do you use that to battle with Kanan and beat up Zam?
I'm not sure.
Like
you can't battle with Ezra.
I mean, yeah, you're not battling with Ezra.
Like Zam's the only.
There's no reason to give him 2 battle destinies or the ability to, shoot you.
Honestly, like I feel like you could almost move Kanan over, move Ezra over,
move Ahsoka over and flip.
Well, then you're giving up that drain of 2 at the capital because Sabine doesn't draw destiny there.
Yeah.
Honestly, no.
Does Sabine draw at Tarkin Town?
You move Ezra over. The Tarkin Town is only a drain of 1, and then you move the Tycho back over.
You could move. So he's got 6 forests. You could always do move Kanan, move Ezra, move Sabine, and Chopper. Sabine draws if unable to otherwise.
No, you move.
So that flips Sabine, you.
You leave Sabine because Tarkin Town's only a drain of 1.
Yeah, but why give him the drain of 1?
So you don't get blown out.
Sabine draws it if unable to otherwise. If he chooses to capture her instead, you end the battle. If you hit her, you're not getting blown out. I don't know. I think you might be right. Just take the drain of one and say whatever.
Yeah, because like you said, he's so far ahead. But
Yeah.
now the Ghost is not drawn to any Destiny.
That was a mistake, I think.
Yeah.
Well, so the Hoodrixen out of nowhere won't get him anything in space because it's adding a battle destiny, which Zuckuss says you can't do.
Yeah.
Zuckuss doesn't limit you to one. Zuckuss just says you can't add.
Yeah.
That might have been a mistake.
He loses the
doesn't matter.
arrogance
He
and
loses the
arrogance.
Hoodrixen. Fair enough. Maybe he knew that.
I hope so. Because like if you're Hayes, like you just tracked around something to kill the Ghost.
Yeah, I think Hera forfeits for 6. Like,
yeah, but O'Hara's like, I think he's
but a 6
Hera.
kills the Ghost. A 6 kills Hera, which effectively kills the Ghost.
So
all right, so instead we're going after Kanan.
Yeah,
and there's the narrow escape. All right, like that.
Well, actually, no, because he can still battle up in space. He just moves Kanan over.
Yeah, he just gets Kanan off that site.
Yeah, now you fight
and forces Koen to move over.
Yeah.
But now you got to move Zam. Like Zam's getting.
Oh, she's hella getting punked.
Yeah, Zam's getting clown stomped if he's not careful. Is it?
He's got no cards in hand. He's got 3 force left. So
may not add power destinies or draw more than one battle destiny. All right, you're right. So he could have. I thought it was may not add battle destinies. So if it's may not draw more than one. All right.
Never mind.
I don't know why we didn't see more battle evasion.
I would have actually moved the Tycho over just to blow him out.
There, Hayes conceded with fine. You got enough battle evasion. So.
Yeah. So Team Europe has made this into the match is all even.
Yeah, and I do think I see, idea track. Yeah, this wasn't in doubt. That was Hayes was in a tough match. That was not going to be a this was not going to be a cakewalk for Hayes, and it did what he could.
Yeah, he tried.
He played it as close as he could, and that was, what he needed to do. It was an awesomely played game by both players. Like all that evasion, that was nuts. Like so much.
Too much.
And so much evasion.
Some people might say it's too much.
I mean, some might, but at the same time, like he won, and all that evasion gave him that win. Like, I think that was deep show. That was awesome, but it is, we got
one more game today.
Cedric and Justin going in an hour 45. That gives me the
you can go take a nap.
Perfect chance. Well, I got to go eat some lunch too, I was thinking.
Yeah, I like that too. You can get a nap in. You can relax, enjoy yourself for the rest of the day. We do have some back and forth between the players, though, in the chat.
Yeah, and honestly, like that's part of the.
Oh man, Hayes.
This is great players.
According to Koen, he had the sense from turn 0.
Yeah, and I think Hayes is looking at this going, yeah, the biggest mistake was not getting that third grabber and needing it right away.
So
yeah.
I agree. Hayes got a little greedy, and I think that's because he was playing like if Joe was not defecting to Team Europe after this Outrider Cup, I can understand like why he got a little greedy. So
I think if he had grabbed Narrow Escape, if he'd gotten that third grabber and grabbed Narrow Escape, I think greedy's the play.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think you needed to force him to to be able to start battles on your turn. Like Hayes needed those battles to go on his turn, and he couldn't get that going. And Koen played that masterfully. Like Hayes needed Koen to make a mistake to win this game. Koen did not. Very well played by both players.
So just as a heads up, the next match is going to be a very exciting one. One that you're probably a little bit familiar with. It is Hunt Down versus Hitco.
That can be a real exciting match. That can also end real quickly. Like Hunthound versus Hitco can end up with a who wins the first battle and holds that board presence can really turn that game super quick.
And
like
then,
I've played it a bunch and I've played it both ways and I've seen it happen both ways. Like it'll be fun to watch. Like it's going to be Luke and Vader. Like how do you not enjoy a game that,
I don't. I hate
All right.
Huntdown.
All right, well, I'm sorry you're a heretic. Like it's Luke, it's Vader, it's the, titular characters of Star Wars. Like those are the guys. Like, and you're going to see them both in play.
No, I mean Rey's one of them.
A, Rey's not in Hitco. B, Luke is the trilogy. Luke is the,
Not. Luke is not in the trilogy.
Luke and Vader are the trilogy. Without Luke and Vader, we don't get episode 1, 2, and 3. We don't get episode 7, 8, 9. And they're the guys that matter. It's Hitco versus Huntdown is going to be awesome. It's going to be fun to watch, and I hope everybody's back here in an hour and 43 minutes.
Yep, and then our next
to
game
enjoy
after
it.
that, we have games on Monday at 3 p.m. Timo versus Greg Shaw. Timo just getting his games out as quick as he can. That's Monday.
Timo getting his games done as quick as possible.
Kieran versus Mike Kessling. Hitco versus ISB. And then on Wednesday, we have Cedric versus Greg Shaw, WAP versus CCT, and then we also have Koen versus Mike Kessling, MAP versus Yoda Communing.
There's a lot of
to get the both of Emil's games scheduled: Hemmel versus Justin Desai and Hayes Hunter, and then we also have the Justin Branch versus Brian Fred match, and Justin Branch versus Joe Olsen. Kieran versus B. Fred is scheduled for Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Why are they making games when I'm working and can't stream?
Because this is the matching Europe and American time. Like that's tough. I know. Like I had my Jawa Cup game against Eric. We played it on Monday because that was the best day. It was a holiday for most Americans. So I had the day off because I work for the government and therefore don't work on holidays.
Yeah, rub it in.
And, it worked for him. But otherwise, like, that's the time that works because you're talking about, 2 o'clock Eastern is like 8 or 9 o'clock at night for European time.
About
so
the streamers.
They really should think about us a little bit more. I might have to, see what I can flip around with some work stuff and see if I can make it happen. We'll have to see. It's worst case scenario, we'll have the games. We'll get a replay and we'll do a stream of the replay and just not tell anyone what happened. But it's going to be. We're gonna try and get it up there. Give you guys, more stuff to watch on YouTube. Like that's, one of those great things about if you can't watch it live. And I love that the folks watch it live. I love interacting with folks in chat. Like this is so much fun for me and Dan. But if you can't watch it live, this will be on YouTube. You get to watch these games. This is some super high level play and some super mediocre level commentary.
From
that, yeah, I'm not naming names, so we'll get it ready to go. And
yeah,
I guess if you haven't signed up for the OCS, signups are open. We've already got some folks who signed up for the full event. I know I sent my email into marketing as I'm going to use my free event voucher from the donations to do the OCS annual pass and get some fancy foils, get some, get my 12 games a month in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way to do it. It's fun.
Okay.
So,
okay, everybody,
we'll get stuff going, but thanks everybody for watching.
Yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you tune in later for Garrett calling the second game of today, and then we'll have all the rest of the games scheduled. So make sure you guys stick tuned to the forums, Slack, Twitter, Facebook, all
Discord.
the other fun stuff. Take
There's
care,
so many
everybody,
ways.
especially you, Steve Harpster, for donating to 5 people today. Thank you.
That's awesome. Thanks, Steve.
Take care, everybody.